Hello guys, and welcome back to a brand new video. Today is a Valentine's Day tutorial and I'm using the Too Faced Chocolate Bonbons palette. So to start off, I always start off with a primer. This is the Smashbox 24-hour photo finish primer, and I'm going in with a Too Faced Chocolate Bar Bonbon. I'm going to start with Divinity and just set that eyeshadow base in place. Next, we're going to go ahead and pick up the shade called Black Currant. This is a nice plum shade with some sparks of glitter in it. I'm just adding that to the inner tear duct and to the outer corner of my eye, just not placing anything in the center of the eyelid. Next, we're going to pick up Bordeaux, which is this very unique shade that I don't have in my collection. I'm going to be placing that right into the crease and blending that in windshield wiping motions as well as some circular motions. With the same Black Currant shade, I'm just popping that a little bit more because as we blended, we lost some pigmentation. Next, I'm going to use Almond Truffle and I'm going to blend out the harsh lines. This is a very nice taupey shade to blend out those harsh edges. So for the center of the eyelid, we're going to pick up Totally Fetch and just place that where we didn't have any eyeshadow. So with the brush that we use Black Currant with, we're just going to go ahead and sweep that towards Totally Fetch so they can blend towards together. And then with any matte black eyeshadow that you have in an angled brush, we're just going to go ahead and put that on the outer corner and flick that towards the crease, letting that angled brush do all the work. Now we're just going to blend a little bit more. I'm just adding some more of that Totally Fetch because I did lose all the pigmentation, so I'm just adding that on the center. And I like taking a clean fluffy brush and really blend out everything together. For the highlight, I'm using that same shade Divinity that we used in the beginning as my brow bone highlight. To sharpen up the eye look, I'm just using a makeup wipe and clean that up a little bit. Now we're going to use Bordeaux once again and put that on the lower lash line. Okay, so we can move on to the face. I'm using MAC's Oil Control Lotion as a primer, and for foundation, I'm going to use the Makeup Forever HD foundation, which I did pick up at Generation Beauty, and the finish of this is pretty awesome. I like the coverage. You can build it up, and I'm using a Eco Tools bronzer brush to buff out that foundation. And now for concealer under my eyes, I'm using the NARS Radiant Creamy Concealer, and I'm going to use that same foundation brush to buff it out. To set it, I'm going to use the RCMA translucent powder, and then I'm going to go ahead and do the other side of my eye, and I'm going to also go ahead and put some concealer on my forehead and on my chin. For cream highlight, I'm using the City Color highlighting one in the shade Blush Wine. I'm just popping that onto the highest points of my cheekbones and blending that all out. Now I'm going to set the rest of my face, skipping the part where I had the cream highlight. For bronzer, I'm using MAC's Give Me Sun as well as a MAC 168 brush. And then I'm going to contour using the Shade and Light Contour Palette by Kat Von D just to define my cheekbones, and I'm using a NARS Beater brush to do so. For highlight, I'm going to use the City Color Timeless Beauty Palette, and I'm using the gold shade. This highlight is really pigmented. I'm really loving the quality of these highlights. They're pretty awesome. I suggest you pick it up once it releases in March. I'm going to use a blush in the same palette as well. This kind of reminds me of MAC's Melba, but I'm just going to put that on the apples of my cheeks. And I will do my eyelashes and eyeliner off camera. All I did was add some black shadow to my lower lash line, and I'm going to pick up the shade Café au Lot, I think that's how you pronounce it, and put that on the lower lash line as well. Just a nice shimmer shade. And I'm going to add some glitter. This is e.l.f.'s glitter, and it's just a nice crystal white. Just putting that right on top. So the black won't be too harsh. We're going to use almond truffle to blend all of that in place. And then I'm going to use the Stardust from Inglot and put that on the inner tear duct area. For the lip, I am using Luster Matte from Sephora. This is in the shade Fig Luster, and that completes this makeup tutorial. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Thank you guys again so much for watching, and I will see you in my next video.